Hi everybody, it's Nettie at Nettie's Dolls and welcome to my channel. I'm an adult doll collector and my videos are for adults. So I'm actually making my opening, like the last thing I did today with the videos. I've been working on a video of taking your dolls out, and I was tagged by Cheryl of Cherished Doll Friends, and I might mention it a couple of times in this video. Sorry for the bouncing. So I just wanted to say that I did this video in a couple of stores, and I did it like I had my camera vertical, because when you're juggling a shopping cart and a doll and a camera, it's not easy. And so you're going to see a lot of the video is very narrow. Also, when I'm in the stores are really loud, and you may have difficulty hearing me speak. I'm hoping you can. I guess I don't notice as much how loud the stores are because I wear headphones. That's what I need to do for myself. So anyway, I did want to let you know that some of the film is is vertical and horizontal. I kind of flip. It was definitely a journey making these. I did this over a week, so it's not like at just one place. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it, and I kind of end the video just like kind of quietly walking through the woods, sort of. So I'm just going to say, if you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up, okay? And let's get to it. Sorry about my big mitts in the way. So I'm bringing Covey with me today. This is my challenge to go ahead and do it and bring my doll out in public. So I dressed her for Pride, and I'm also going to be dressed for Pride, which you'll see in a minute. But anyways, I'm really excited and kind of scared to do it. All right, this is what I'm wearing today. I am going out with my doll. I was tagged by Cherished Friends, Cheryl, okay? And I'm already nervous, and I haven't even gone outside. And here's the thing. I don't like people really looking at me, and the way I'm dressed for Pride, and wearing an American Girl dress, yeah, I'm very visible. So I guess I'm going all for it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to take Covey with me to do some grocery shopping. Okay, I am in the parking lot, parked at the store that I'm going to go into, which is Whole Foods, and I'm going to bring Covey with me. And it is raining, so one of the things I did prepare to do was to bring her in her doll case. I forgot to bring an umbrella for myself, so I'm going to get wet, a little wet. But at least my doll's dry, right? That's what matters. Okay, gonna go try and do it this now. Alright, so I am at Whole Foods, and I've got Covey, and I'm just walking. I actually have a support network with me, right? So I'm doing okay, and I'm just walking around and talking to you and looking. And I got my headphones on, and yeah, so I love Whole Foods. Always been one of my favorite places to shop. I'm gonna probably keep this video closer on my doll because I don't really want to include any strangers in this video, especially if they have kids. Oh my goodness. So Covey, what do you think? Mommy likes jam. Should we get some jam? Yeah, so anyway, let me see. What am I gonna get? Oh, somebody wants bread. I'm not a bread eater, but somebody else is a bread eater, so. All right, and let me see, what am I getting? There's apricot, seedless, organic. I like the stuff that's just the fruit spreads, and yeah, anyway. Oh, this is a good brand, not on sale. It's usually low sugar. Is this low sugar? Yep, less sugar. Okay, anyway, that's what I'm buying. But yeah, so I'm feeling okay, but I'm gonna turn off the camera for now and get back to you in a minute. Okay, I am back and doing this video. Keep doing it. It's a little easier when there's not a lot of people around, and actually nobody's really caring. So let me see, I need something good to drink. Okay, it's me and Kobe, and we're doing this. I'm doing this, and it's going all right so far. Oh, I like goat cheese. Definitely one of my favorites. I like cheese too. Oh, that looks good. Wait. Dessert cheeses. Look at that. Wild blueberry, lemon, and thyme. Wow. I can make that myself probably. Yeah, I'm gonna get some goat cheese puffs. Yeah, it's pretty dense. All right, let's go over here. I need heavy whipping cream. Oh, give me one of those up there.
The cameo.
It doesn't say what's in it.
Milk.
It is heavy whipping cream, right?
I know. I don't know.
All right. Let's find the MCT.
Can run down this way so I get out of this way.
There she is. She's guarding the eggs now. So far, everybody's been okay. Look at all the pretty soaps and the pretty paper. All right, I think that's pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and check out here now. So that was okay. I think Whole Foods is a place that people are pretty accepting, and it was good for me to do this outing. Now I just gotta find a line that is open, and I think I did. Okay, so that didn't go too awful. It was actually okay. I did feel people kind of look at me, and that's all right. You know, they can look at me, and I felt really comfortable because I did have somebody with me. You know, sometimes that person bugged me. Just kidding, but yeah, I think it was okay. The big step is going to be trying to do that on my own, right? And like I said, Whole Foods for me is a good place to do that because they tend to be, I don't know, I think people are a little more open-minded. I don't know what I'm trying to say, really, but I know that if I were to go to a store that was more conservative and dressed like this, carrying a doll, I think that I would get more looks, possibly comments, but I did not experience that. And I was trying to be real careful when I was videotaping. If I saw any families with children, then I, you know, just didn't do that because I don't want kids on my video. I don't want them to be seen. All right, so gonna go to the next place. I think it's gonna be a store called Wegmans. They're also kind of like a progressive, but you definitely have a mix of people in there. So yeah, let me get on to my next stop. Okay. Oh, they're beautiful, huh? Find out how much they are. So Kobe and I are now at Wegmans, and looks pretty good so far. Look at these evil desserts. We do have special needs. Yes. So yeah, my partner's saying, why am I pushing the cart with a dollar? But yeah. Excuse me, maybe you know and maybe you don't. Do you have any gluten-free strawberry shortcake? This, like the strawberry cake, sometimes you do.
The gluten-free strawberry shortcake would be the regular bakery.
By the bakery.
The regular bakery.
All right, I'll go take a look.
That's okay. We'll find.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
All right, I'm on the hunt. That is a good dessert for me. She is falling down. Yeah, these carts are really big. All right, let's see. I'm gonna keep looking. I'll ask them if I have to. Sometimes you gotta get help. Okay, so I'll tell you what, they've got an ultimate cheesecake, which is gluten-free. That's another gluten-free piece. Over here's gluten-free. All these desserts here are gluten-free. My goodness. But I'm picking up the shortcake. I definitely keep having problems with getting Kobe to sit still. This, so I found out that this is really oversized. This is really big. Okay, and then here's even more gluten-free stuff right here. Check all this out. Wow, really awesome. Oh, I can feel my blood sugar just rising. But I was good, and I only got one of these. So, yep, that's good. I deserve it. Because I went out today with my dolls. Excuse me. Almost ran somebody over. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing okay. I think that's enough filming in the store, and now I'm just going to pay attention to some of the things I need to get, which is kimchi. I'm out today with my Maple Leaf and Me boy doll that I named Cassian after my grandson. So we are at a store called At Home, and I'm not putting him in a shopping cart. I am just gonna have fun holding him close to me. So I've gotten a little braver going in. I do have my support system again with me, but it's working. It's working. This is a neat store. So yeah, it's kind of hard to hold them out like this and show you everything, but you know, I'm just showing you little bits and pieces because I don't think everybody wants to go shopping with me. But let's see what we can find. I'm looking here for little glasses. He's so cute, isn't he? Okay, now you got a picture of me and Cassian, my Maple Leaf boy. I love him. And now I'm looking, I wandered off, so now I'm looking to see where my partner is. And he's somewhere around here. So yeah, I'm just looking for, there he is. Okay, I see him. I feel better. Can you see? Yeah, I'm okay. A little nervous still. I like this shopping cart from At Home, and I'll tell you why with my doll, because it's got a safety belt here, and you know, so Cassian can't jump out, so it's good. Okay, so today I'm going to be highlighting Lucia. She's an Our Generation doll, and she is dressed in this really cute handmade floral dress. This I got in a doll lot, so I don't know, I can't give credit to whoever created this, but anyway, she's going to be with me at my therapist session today. And my therapist knows that I collect dolls, but I've always had one close to this, off to the side during the meetings, but this time I want to hold her. I want to be able to hold her in my lap while I talk to my therapist. And now I do have, it's at home, it's a Zoom meeting, but still she'll be able to see the doll in my lap, and I'm going to see how it goes and what the reception is. And not that it really matters, but I will have a discussion eventually in this video on one negative experience I had with bringing a doll to an appointment. So anyway, all right, I'll let you know how it goes because I'm not going to film that session with my therapist, but I'll talk about it afterwards. So this is who I'm bringing with me today, and I was supposed to bring Lika with me to Cabela's yesterday, and I even took a video of it. I was excited to go in there because we were gonna, you know, get some more fishing supplies, and I totally forgot to bring my doll out. So Lika was like, I've been keeping her in this little plastic bag because it just keeps her safe in my bag. But I'm by myself today, so this is the first time I'm going out into public with a doll, and I'm going to bring her into Target. There's a few things I need to get from Target. Probably will look at some Barbie things too, to be honest. I always look at Barbie, and I always look at Our Generation stuff. So anyway, let's see how I do with this, because there's quite the mix of people in Target, and there's also a lot of kids and stuff like that. So I am just, yeah, I'm shy, but I'm gonna try to do this. Okay. Okay, so I have Lika out with me, and this cart is wet because it's been raining. So I'm keeping her on her plastic bag. And let's see how this goes. Oh my god, look at those. Those little Target baskets are adorable. Oh my gosh. These are so cute. Look at these little sizes. Now they're definitely, I think, too big for American Girl, but oh my god, those are cute. Yeah, these look too big for an 18-inch doll, these little baskets, but god, they are cute. They're adorable. Oops. Really cute. And those, they look like they are $9.99. And then I think the toy carts here are, yeah, it says $19.99, but god, they are cute. See, look at these. God, they're cute. Really cute. So, nothing really new here as far as our generation dolls go. I don't know, Lika, what do you think? They're way too big, huh? They're taking over my house, that's for sure. So much new Barbie stuff to me. Although I guess it's been out for a while. I don't know, Leica's kind of got her eye on this car, but you're too young. You're only like 13. I do not have any of the Barbie besties. I think she's probably my favorite. I mean, it's Barbie. And then as far as her friends go, God, they're cute. I think I like Teresa. And who is this? I can't see what her name is. She's really cute. Okay, so that went okay in Target. I ended up having to put my Lika doll away. Lika, I think it's her in Japan. Her name is pronounced Rika, but I call her anything from Lika to Leica. And it's funny, I don't rename. I have lots of Takara dolls. I have not count them. I gotta figure I've got over 500 of them, maybe more than that. Anyway, so I had Lika in the shopping cart, but then I had to use the restroom, so I figured I'd put her back in her little bag. And besides, I needed the space to start filling up my shopping cart, so it went all right. It was, in some ways, I kind of wanted to have a larger, like an 18-inch doll with me, but I've done that already with others, and I thought maybe just having a little doll that maybe wasn't quite as noticeable with me would be fine. So that's what I decided to do. And so anyway, while I'm here in the car, because I've got another errand to run, I'm going to go ahead and I've got these notes to answer, these questions to answer, that I guess are the questions for people that are being tagged about taking your doll out with you. So let me see, what can I do here? Number one, how often do I take my dolls out? Well, obviously not very often, because yeah, it makes me a little nervous, right, to do it. I'm not used to it yet, but so I mean, I have done it before. I have taken many American Girl dolls to New York City with me earlier, or last September. I went on a cruise. I brought an American Girl doll with me, and I also brought Jenna, which is a Maple Leaf Canadian Girl doll, because I gotta take a sip here. Excuse me. Because I was bringing her to her home province, which is Nova Scotia. So that was really fun to bring her with me. You know, and I mean, I mostly kept them in the room, except when I went into Nova Scotia and Boston. That's when I brought the dolls out. So, but I do take my dolls out sometimes. I just leave them in the car, like during the winter time when it's not, you know, not too cold or not too hot. So, how do I take them out? Do I take them out for any special reason? Yeah, sometimes just for photo shoots, because I do, like, where I live, oh, and I need to do a little video shoot maybe of where I live, so I'll add that toward the end. Probably I won't be talking, I'll just be walking, and, you know, maybe with my dogs or whatever, so you can get a little bit of an idea of where I live. So anyway, yeah, I do it because I want to take pictures of them,
mostly that's why I do it. I did, not that I took her out, but for the first time in almost a year that I've been having my therapy sessions, and going over my autism and, just learning new life tips and stuff like that for autism. I did keep an Our Generation doll with me for the very first time. So, and my psychologist, she was very accepting. She knows that I collect dolls, and she thought it was great. I asked her, I said, does it make you uncomfortable? Because I will tell you about an experience I had with somebody in dolls. That was not pleasant. But she was like, no, it's absolutely fine. She goes, definitely hold your dolls, whatever that's great. My favorite, number 3 is my favorite place to take a doll. Out in the woods. I love taking them out to the woods. I also like bringing them to New York City, because I feel like even though there's a million people in New York City, I feel like I can get lost there, because most people have seen it all, and somebody walking around with a doll is probably actually quite common. Plus, there's just so much to see in New York City. I bring them to restaurants sometimes in the area that I live. Like I usually have it's a Mimi and granddaughter day. I also do it with my grandsons, but usually once a year, we go out. It's a whole day that I spend, and we usually bring our dolls, usually an American Girl doll or our Generation dolls. And so we usually go to the park and we bring them, to climb some trees in the park. And it's a lot of fun. So, number 4, any considerations before taking out your doll? Yeah, one is my attitude, how I'm feeling that day. Am I feeling under the weather? Is my anxiety a little higher? Are my sensitivities to the environment, higher? Like I said, I don't go anywhere without these. I wear these all the time. They have made a big life change, just very supportive now knowing that I'm autistic, and it's made a world of difference. So how I'm feeling that day indicates that is a big consideration whether I'm going to take a doll with me. Of course, the weather, it was okay to bring Lika out because, like I said, I can keep her in a plastic bag and she goes in my purse. So I don't have to worry about her getting wet. But that's, the weather is always a consideration. Also, if it's super windy, I may not take a doll out because if I'm going to take pictures of her, the hair is going to get messed or his hair is going to get messed up. And so that is absolutely a consideration for me. But sometimes, if that's the effect I want is with their hair blown, then I'll do it. So, and clothes, I'm not really worried about losing shoes per se. I guess if they were loose-fitting shoes, then yeah, maybe I would take the shoes off. Like for Lika, these fit her pretty good. They're not shoes especially made for her or from Dakara or Tomy, but I slide these on. These were like an off-brand, and they fit her fine and looks really great on her. Okay, number 5, has anyone commented on your dolls? Okay. Usually if I'm bringing my dolls with me, there's family, my family always loves my dolls. I was back in the day, I was dating a woman, and the first time she actually came in my house, her first comment was, "Ooh, too many dolls." And she was a really tall woman, like 5'11", and I actually saw her kind of hunched down, like she thought the dolls were going to fall on her or something, or jump on her. And then, later on, I talked about it my initial thought was, oh, yeah, she's probably not the one for me, because who's ever, going to be my partner needs to accept the fact that I love dolls and I collect them. This is a fact of life. And no, I'm not giving up my dolls for anyone. That might sound selfish, but that's part of who I am, are my dolls. So anyway, so we talked about it later on. She had apologized and she goes, I could be accepting of them. And I'm like thinking, probably not. Maybe. But her initial reaction says a lot. Okay, so, and then, like I said, mostly I've had good experience, but I really had it was traumatic to me. It was a traumatic experience. So there was this past life regression person that was getting her, I guess she had to get credits to complete and get licensed as a past life regression therapist or whatever. Maybe not a therapist or a reader, whatever it was. So I've always been interested. I've done past life regression, and if you don't know what that is, it's for some people it might be woo 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 woo. But for me, it's like the norm. So past life regressions is you're basically, you go into a meditation and you're guided into a meditation, and basically people will ask you, like with your third eye, what do you see? What are you wearing? Like, where are you? What are your clothes? Are you carrying a book? Anything like that. And to indicate like maybe what you were in a past life. And I have like 3 distinct past life regression stories, but I'm not going to talk about them. Maybe I'll bring them up when Halloween comes around. They're nothing scary, okay? So anyway, getting back to this person, I was a little nervous to do it. I was excited to do it, but a little nervous. So I brought an American Girl doll with me. And so when I came to this person's house, it was a 2-hour drive one way. I took the day off to do it. And I also had my dogs in dog care. So, that was an expensive day for me and the trip. So when I got there, I had all my stuff. And then I took the doll and I put her on my lap. And the past life regression therapist said, "Oh, what's going on here?" Like, she wasn't nice. Her tone was, "Oh, what's going on here? What are you doing?" And I said, "I want to hold my doll because I feel a little anxious, and just holding a doll calms me down." And I said, "My therapist said this is something I should do." And she goes, "Oh, no, this is not going to work. This is not going to work." She goes, "I am not a therapist." And I said, "I know you're not a therapist." I said, I said, "Is it okay if I put my doll off to the side?" She goes, "No, I don't want to see the doll. You're obviously not ready for this. You've got a lot of things you got to work on in your life, that in order for you to have a past life regression, you got to come to terms with it." And I was like, oh my God, I was so upset. And I told her, I said, "Look, I took the day off from work, and I also have a pet sitter paying for my dogs, which was like $100 for 2 dogs for a day. It's not cheap. Dog care around, at least where I live, is not cheap. So, and plus I drove 2 hours one way, and I left, I was in tears. I was so upset. And, I told a friend of mine who had recommended her, and she was just astounded, and she was very sympathetic and said she would never have that person ever, recommend that person again. So, yeah, it was very upsetting to me. So that was very negative. But, I've kind of mostly forgot about that experience, other than because, being tagged about it. And I'm okay with it and everything. I realize some people have their own issue. Obviously, she had her own issues. Maybe she needed a little more practicing on her own life, if you can't be accepting of that sort of thing. And I mentioned to her that I was autistic, and she goes, "Oh, then you're definitely not ready." Like, I can get over being autistic. Why would I want to? This is who I am. That's my neurotype. So anyway, but yeah, this experience was really good. It was really positive. I didn't film kids. I tried very hard not to, unless their backs were turned and they happened to accidentally be in a video. But mostly people were very, they would just look and mind their own business. Some people would smile. So for the most part, yeah, it was good. And I think this whole experience was really good. So I am definitely thankful for the tag. And I probably will tag somebody, 1 or 2 people. And I'm going to do that in the description. I'm not going to probably say say it on in a video. So anyway, I better get moving because I do have a little more shopping to do. But later on, when the weather is nicer, I will film where I live and bring a doll with me. So, all right, that's it for now. Okay, so I
feel like a complete weirdo walking outside with my I've got an Our Generation doll on my back there that I'll show you in a minute. I'm bringing her because I want to do this. I'm walking in my community and it's kind of funny. I'm mostly comfortable walking in my community, but not when I'm carrying a doll on my back. So anyway, I've done it before. I don't know why I'm being just so paranoid today or whatever. It's one of those days. Remember what I said about my attitude. But I also don't want to show a lot of where I live, like certain areas, because it's just, it's just a matter of my own safety. I think you never know who's going to run across your videos and stuff like that. So anyway, but yeah, I'll give you an idea of what I do, like the areas that I like to walk. And I did show you some, if any of you had actually saw a video that I did a while back. It was during the winter time, and that was like the 2025 one. Like a recap of 2024, and goals for 2025. I've already forgotten it. So anyway, let me show you some pictures of where I walk. So yeah, I live near the Appalachian Trail, which starts in Georgia and ends up in the state of Maine. I don't know how long it is. It's long. I've never done it. It was kind of like a goal of mine. I had actually thought about doing that many years ago, when, I don't know, I think it was around COVID. Isn't it like kind of the norm? Everybody wanted to do something different during COVID. And that definitely was the case for me. And I really was just I think I just was getting tired of work. And I also was, I had turned 60 and really thought about wanting to retire and just do the AT trail. And I'm glad I didn't because, that wasn't a good time to make any kind of a decision like that. But, I have done very small sections of the AT trail, and I would like to continue to do that here and there. I don't know that I'm ever going to complete it, and that's okay. Even if I do a little bit of the AT trail, that's great. And like I said, like that mountain up there, I know it doesn't look real big. It's weird how photos are. I guess if I, zoom in on a little bit like that. Sorry for the bumping, I am walking. But, and the mountain goes in the back there behind those trees. But, my understanding is that's like one of the worst areas around here to actually do the AT trail, because you have a good chance of actually breaking an ankle, twisting a knee. And everybody that I know that completed it told me how much they hated it. Hated this area of Pennsylvania. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I hear you. All right, let me go down this hill. And once I get into an area down here, I've got to get past, there's lots of jewel weed that I'll be showing you when I did study clinical herbalism for many years and actually got a certificate in it. And here we go. So this all here is jewel weed, and a lot of times when you see jewel weed, there is poison ivy nearby. So now I got to be careful. Ooh, ooh. This is slippery here. Sorry for the bumps. I should have brought my, probably should have actually brought my walking sticks with me. I didn't even think about it. My hiking poles, I mean. All right, so I'm just doing this little by little. It's a little slippery because we've had a lot of rain, and my goodness, these barberry bushes really grew. And I do have a set of clippers, so probably the next day that we have, when it's not so rainy and damp, I will actually trim those up. So, but all right, let me go ahead and get my dowel out, and just give me a minute. So here is Lucia. I have her with me today, and you saw her the other day when I told you she was the doll that I was going to have on my lap when I talked to my therapist. Wow, so it definitely got floody back here, and I don't have the proper shoes on. I should have wore my boots that I normally carry. So, okay, let's get across here without my dropping a doll. There we go. Oh, yeah, this is one of my favorite areas. I do fish in this creek over here and have had pretty good luck getting brown native trout, and I let them go. I don't keep them. But yeah, this is an area that I just love to fish. So let me go ahead and put her down here for a minute so you can get a better look at Lucia. She's super, super cute, and look at that outfit she has on. Same one from the other day. She's barefoot, and I like her that way. I think it's really cute. This outfit doesn't need shoes. It's just like, I don't know. She'd be really wild in the woods, running through the fields. So here she goes. She's running. She's running. She's like, no, I'm not. So yeah, it's really swampy here. So the other day, when I was out here fishing, I had the most wonderful experience. And it actually was, so I had snagged my line up. Not unusual when you're fishing, right? Ever so often I got a lure stuck, and they have hooks on them, so it got stuck on something. And I'm working this, and I'm working it, and this area is really quiet. And, but sometimes people come here with their dogs. Not a lot, but sometimes. Okay, let me cross over this bridge for a minute. Sure, you can hear all the beautiful birds. I like to come here on my lunch break too. So anyway, I was about right here next to this tree, and I was fishing, and I got my line caught up in that area on the other side of that, like those rocks. And I'm working it, and I'm working it, trying to to get it loose. And out of the corner of my eye right over here, I see a golden retriever coming up to me. And I'm like, okay, well, the owner's got to be nearby. And so when I absolutely did look, it wasn't a golden retriever. It was actually a fawn that had, it had its spots. It was young, and it was coming up to me. And I was startled, and I looked at it, and I went, ah, I screamed, and it went, ma, and it ran, and it like down this way, it hopped and hopped and hopped and hopped. And it was the cutest thing, and it had its white tail up at me going, ma, ma. And I said, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but it was really, really super cute. And I feel really blessed to have had that experience. I don't know, I think it was a very young deer, and it just maybe had no contact with humans. So I'm kind of glad I scared it because around here, people do hunt. Not in this community that I live in. There's, you're not allowed to hunt in here, but the surrounding areas most definitely. And look at how wild it is. Just it's pretty thick back there. And yeah, this is areas of where the creek runs low, and I've been in this creek, with my waders and stuff like that, fishing. So it's nice, it's quiet, and I like it. So I've actually had lots of experiences. I'm gonna go ahead and just hold Lucia close to me now. So I'm just gonna hold her in my arms, and maybe I'll turn the camera around. Wow, so it's actually a little hard with one-handed and holding her, and I don't want to hold her around her neck, but I'm going to keep trying to talk to you. Oh, maybe I can hold her like right about there. That is good. Okay, so I've had a lot of, been seeing lots of foxes lately, and one area, there's a lake that I like to fish at nearby, and it actually, let me go like this so you can see behind me. So that lake's not too far, and it's a lot of fun to fish there. And every time that I would go fishing, there would be it was 3 fox kits, and they would come out, and they would look, and then they duck into wherever their den was. And I saw them for like, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 times. And, you know, I'm sure they're getting bigger and they're hunting and all that, but that was really, really cool. And what else did I see? Then I did see a really tiny little deer. It was so tiny. It was like a newborn. It had to be like here. Okay. So here's, let me see if I can spin this around that way. It's kind of hard for me to tell what I'm doing. Probably should just stop. So these are stinging nettles, actually, these plants right here that I have Lucia next to. And they're a good substitute for spinach. You've got to be careful when you pick them. You have to be very deliberate because they do sting. They have like a little bit like a sting, and I know how to handle them. But if you brush up against them very lightly, oh, I hate the way I'm holding her. But if you brush up against them very lightly, you can get quite the sting. So let me stop this video because I can't see what I'm. That's better. Now you can see. Yeah, so we call these wild yam. They're not potato plants. They're just called wild yam. And then here's more of that jewelweed. Jewelweed is nice. It's juicy. And so I guess what I was trying to say is that if you happen to touch poison ivy, you can get it off very quickly. You can actually take this plant here and you squeeze it. You squeeze the juices from it. And yeah, it works really well. So, but anyway, yeah, it's been really nice chatting with you all, and I know it's been a chatty and very discombobulated type of video. And this is bone set, very tall. Looks similar to poison hemlock, but it's not. That is bone. Bone. What did I say? I just said the word. But anyway. Yeah, so let me turn around for a minute because I always like to see what's behind me. You can see this is a very dense area and there's not a lot of room to escape if something does approach me. We do have black bear out here and coyote. And I'm pretty loud, so I'm not too worried about it. And all right, I'm gonna keep walking down here. But yeah, I know this video has been discombobulated. It was a real experience taking my dolls out more. I don't know. It's not an easy thing for me to do, but I was really happy to share this with you. And oh, what do we have here? We have witch hazel. This plant here is witch hazel. So yeah, it was good. I'm going to continue to take my dolls out in public, but only if I'm really comfortable to do it. I don't want to force it. I want it to be, you know, I'm perfectly content. I'm probably going to walk back this way. I'm perfectly content, to tell you the truth, to enjoy my dolls and hug them at home. And yes, if I go on vacation, I definitely take dolls with me. And, you know, I enjoy taking my dolls out for pictures more than anything, right? Or videos. Sorry about that. I almost broke. I stepped in a hole twice. Oh, you know, I think there was one more question I was supposed to answer. And it's, do you have any tips? I don't know. I think that question's kind of like the same, maybe. You know, yeah, good lighting is proper. Like, I mean, you know, I'm going to just repeat what other people have said. Any tips do I have? Okay, I guess the best tip I can say is it should be something that you really want to do, right? It should be something that you really want to do. You shouldn't force it. Maybe force it once because it's something that you do want to take your dolls out and you're a little nervous. That's the back of her head. And you're a little nervous to do that in reality. So maybe it is okay to practice. Hey, I wanted to, yeah, so anyway, it's good to practice, right? It's good to take your dolls out and practice a little bit, I would say. But honestly, don't force it. If that's not something you're comfortable with, then don't do it. And maybe if you do collect small dolls, maybe sneak a doll. I got that idea from Cheryl from our Cherished Doll Friends, and I thought it was a great idea. And, you know, I guess I have done it in the past. I've brought small dolls with me, just because I like to have them with me. And it feels like a little company and stuff like that. Gosh, my hair looks really funky today. I'm so paranoid about how I look. Who cares? But, all right, so I guess that was it, and I hope that you enjoyed this walk. And I'm going to flip the camera around one more time. And so now I'll be quiet so you can just enjoy the creek. Okay, here comes those rocks again.